make her that skin.
And not only that, to answer LaFell's question, the reason why we're not on camera is because we are flying right now. We'll Mirko and Trex, baby.
We'll show them right now. We're going to be flying into game number 1 of Falcon versus Falcons AP.Bren. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the land of Dawn. We'll see who gets the first game because momentum is very, very necessary. And remember, this could be a tie, and maybe we do have a tiebreaker later? Is that how it works?
If it goes 1-1, yeah. We will have a game number 3 between these two teams. No one's been able to bring Falcons AP.Bren that long. No one's been able to take a game off them so far. Can Falcon Esports be the one to clip the wings?
Maybe. Maybe it takes a Falcon to beat a Falcon. AP.Bren, Kid X, early on in the Tigreal, already very aggressive, but again, this is what we expect from the Cho and the Aurora. So much of that pressure when it comes to the poke and also that mid-prio with the clear speed of this new Cho. An absolute menace early on in the game. Let's take a look at the emblems here. Kaltizi goes with a War Cry. It's Royal Milk with the Brave Smite, so they want to go for a little bit more of a longer team fight here together with Benny and PX7. They have a lot of diversified damage to go up against Falcons AP.Bren, and that's already very interesting too. That's a weapon mastery, by the way, for Few on the Aurora. So he's expecting to build up on this damage, wait for the mid game. Once he gets those big items, he's going to hurt a little bit more than the normal Aurora.
You know, I have a question to you, Mirko. Yesterday, we got to see the Ling up against the Hayabusa. The Hayabusa did lose out. Kyrie was using it, but it was the anime battle. Me and Leo were casting some of those games, and I'm just wondering, Urban, do we think it's straight micro, or is there a favorable... You know, is there a favorable hero in that predicament?
Is this because you know?
What? I'm just asking a solid question.
Okay, yeah. Not reminding me of Indonesia's loss? Okay.
No.
But no,
not at
seriously. I do feel like, you know, for the Ling, it's definitely more advantageous to the Ling in the micro perspective as well. Super Marco in bottom lane. Ooh, getting chunked down, but we'll be able to utilize that damage reduction. Kaltizi on the Ling, anyone on the Ling, you can use the Tempest of Blades to escape from the Shadow Kill. So it's... I would say it's still a skill matchup, but again, you have ways to outplay the Hayabusa, a bit more than the Hayabusa has ways to outplay you. And for now, Falcons AP.Bren remain in control in the early game.
Ooh, big kick, Way the Dragon onto PX7. PX7 in a lot of trouble, will get taken out. Flapteasy able to take the first blood. Kid X hasn't hit that level 4 yet, and Falcons AP.Bren will take the first objective.
And it's Flapteasy with first blood on the Terizzler. Just so active around the map, getting the prio. And that's the advantage you have early on when you have a Terizzler. It's almost like you just can't lose the lane. Even if you're 0-1, you find a way to be useful. Sometimes you can be 0-4, but you're still tanky, you still have that instant initiation, and you're just so good, especially on a proactive man like Mr. Flapteasy. And we get to take a look at the items here. Flapteasy already going straight for that War Axe, it seems. Wanted to dish out a little bit more damage, because obviously you just got to kill. You know, you want to utilize that snowball potential, but for the two junglers, it does seem like despite that,
another big Way of the Dragon connects on a PX7. PX7 gonna go down. Super Marco getting the kill this time, and Falcons AP.Bren already taking a clean lead of over 1,000 gold. And you know, Falcon, man, they need to try to find something. Dax needs to try to hit a spike, and if everyone else is falling around him, Falcon isn't gonna be able to look for these big team fights that they can capitalize on.
Luckily for them, they haven't been falling all around them, right? It's just been in the mid lane. It's been
just PX.
Onto PX7. It's not the best as well. You know, you don't want your mid lane to be dying a lot in the early game, but for Dax, I would say early on when we took a look at the gold, Dax was still able to keep it quite level up against Kaltizi, despite the turtle. That was what I was about to say before they went in for PX7 again. But now for Dax, I think it's still okay. You know, just go for the farm, especially considering, you know, you have a strong side in Benny. You might want to utilize that kill pressure in the bottom lane to try to pick Super Marco off, because the fact that Super Marco is already a level ahead of Benny, despite him being on a losing matchup, this is concerning. He has the corrosion scythe in the first 4 minutes. That's Flapteasy as well, hitting the War Axe power spike right for the second turtle, and they're ready for it.
See, and there's the problem, right? Yes, the two deaths are on PX, but both offlaners getting those kills are already kind of setting up. And knowing Super Marco, knowing Flapteasy, it's huge if they're able to get involved and output damage this early on. And there goes Ogwin, looking for another Way of the Dragon. Gets a little off-put this time. Kid X able to save Royal Milk in that situation. Second turtle is up. Falcon is AP.Bren, not trying to force anything. Dax making his way into it.
Great Shunpo earlier to disengage, and you can see Ogwin just really loving this new change. Oh, good onward.
Nice onward. I liked how that looked. We had the G Kondo right into it, gets tossed up. Looked like some acrobats there.
It did. It really looked like, you know, it was was the acrobatic movement Ogwen.
Oh, not again. PX7 having a rough game here. Going to get frozen, tossed up, knocked down, and sent to the nether realm. Kyle TZ now getting involved with the Tempest of Blades. That's 2 members down for the side of Falcon Esports.
Oh.
Make it 3 as Royal Milk is taken off the map. And 4. Will it be a full man wipe? The shadow kill does come out, able to pick up Kyle TZ. Can Dax get the outplay here? No, but he finds 1 member in the midst of a full wipe.
Falcons AP.Bren are just too clean with it. I don't know if we will get a replay there. FlapTZ just tanking a few of these turret shots in the mid lane, but even in that kick, the way that they played towards that kick, for the kick, was amazing. Ogwen got the way of the dragon, right? But I don't know if you guys realize. All right, beautiful. STC replay. Take a look at this. We don't get to see it fully, but right as Ogwen gets the way of the dragon, you can see Few, he held down on his Frigid Glacier on the stun. He waited for the full duration of the stun of the way of the dragon before he utilized his ult, and that was just amazing to see because you get the lockdown, you get the damage. It was so perfectly chained together, and this is why I say for the Filipino teams, they are the killers of imagination, because every team that go up against them, they're like, imagine if we get a game off them, imagine if we can even go up against them in the game. No, they shut them down very early, the Dreams, early, very, very.
Dream
it's like
Crushers.
6 minutes, 2 turtles, and 7 kills.
Falcons AP.Bren, the killer of dreams.
Dreams and imagination.
Shutting them down. Just stopping you in your place. They got the stiff arm always out, man. You know, people are running at them, and they just stiff arm you to the ground every time. Doesn't matter the meta. Doesn't matter anything. Falcons AP.Bren is holding strong. Falcons Esports, though, need to look for something in this moment of bleakness. We're only 6.5 minutes in. Gold lead is about 4,000 into the favors of AP.Bren. Dax looking for the shadow kill, able to lock onto FlapTZ there, but Royal Milk gonna get frozen up, stunned, tossed against the wall, and taking out FlapTZ, putting another kill into his pocket. It's 3-0-1 and a tower as well.
You rotate a bit faster, you look for the advantage that you have with mobility, and then you see the Falcons AP.Bren just fly without flying heroes. That wasn't even Super Marco with the Spear of Destruction. He just walked there, but it felt so quick because they're just so in sync, and we get to see it again this time. You can see that, right? It was a good flicker, good,
and then the
quad
spear too.
But yeah, the combo together with the spear from the penalty zone to lock on for the Frigid Glacier into the Spear of Misery. Again, perfectly chained together so that Mr. Royal Milk can't really flow, can't really move. And now the 3rd and final turtle of the game is up. FlapTZ.
FlapTZ gonna be able to get away. They're so good at just comboing everything up. Frigid Glacier comes down just in time now. Ogwen able to get the way of Dragon on to Kid X. Kyle TZ comes in with a Tempest of Blades, able to take out Royal Milk. Benny forced to run away. That's a 2-for-0. Falcons AP.Bren on the rise.
This is a slaughter. In the first 7 minutes of the game, it's all Falcons AP.Bren. It has to be the man advantage that they have, right? Falcons over Falcon. We've you know, kind of assumed how many times they're in the analyst panel, even on stage. What is the Falcons? What is that? Is that like plural? It's just a plural
man,
form, or is it
that's what happens when it's a Falcon up against Falcons. They're jumping them right now. They brought the whole crew.
Oh man, it's just brutal here, and it's the first item Bloodwings with Genius 1-2 for a few. Despite him going for the weapon mastery and, you know, having so many early kills, he's still going the normal route. He's not really going to go for anything too crazy. No Holy Crystal first item. That's what I expected personally from Few, but this is why he's been able to win 2 World Championships. He just stays consistent. He doesn't get overconfident. He knows exactly how to utilize this kit, and it's more for utility. You already have the base damage for burst in the early game anyways, so why do you need to stack up on damage when you can just stack up on utility? It's hard enough for these members, for Falcon, especially now, to get him low, to get the Pride of Ice. Now add Bloodwings in, Benny up top.
Benny in a little bit of trouble, drops his On's Force, just dodges Spear of Destruction. Kid X trying to help out, but in comes Kyle TZ with the Tempest of Blades. The dance around and takes out Benny. Way of Dragon to combo up and give Kyle TZ another kill. In the mid side, Dax taken out by Few as well. Falcons with a multiple airstrike all across the map.
Everywhere on the map, destruction. Falcons AP.Bren finding every single fight and winning every single fight. That was a good chase you see from Kid X. He used the implosion. He used the swing back with a shove. There's not much else you could do, and Kyle still found a way to get help and to outplay, and now he has an endless battle at the 9th minute of the game. 13-1. It's a 9,000 gold lead for Falcons AP.Bren as they take control of the enemy jungle. Falcon can't even fly in their own jungle. They can't fly. Their wings have been clipped by the Falcons, AP.Bren.
Royal Milk starting to curdle right now. He's 0-3-1. He's unable to even onward in, right? He can't even engage because he's immediately shredded down. And you mentioned Few earlier. He's been so good at the peel. Even when Falcon does get a possible play, Few just freezes him up, man. Drops the glacier. You know, I mean, it's just such a problem. Falcons have no way to really crack the code right now.
You can't blame them, though. You know, for Falcons AP.Bren, they're just playing this so well. For Falcon Esports, it's really all about reacting to the plays. They got the eat it, they got the Tigreal, they want to go for these re-engages, but when Falcons AP.Bren can purify, not even purify, just Super Marco with the purify, if they can just sidestep away from the CC, away from all your re-engage tools, it's a different ball game, and you can see the respect again. Rose Gold Meteor for Super Marco. 1-0-8, 3-item power spike before the 10th minute. He got the 4th item at the 10th minute. That means he finished it up, like what, at the 8th minute on the Moskov. Up against the Herod. This is a losing matchup.
Benny doesn't even have 3rd item. It's so rough.
They're making their imagination reality, but they're shutting other people's imagination and dreams together now with the First Lord.
Oh, Ogwin with another big kick on a Royal Milk this time. Does take a little bit of damage, right down to about half health. Benny able to find a kill, finally put one on the map. Tempest Blades comes down. Super Marco picks up Benny. Dax looking for the shadow kill. BX7 goes down. Super Marco still looking for more. Dax in a bad spot, pushed against the wall. That's a 3-for-1 trade. Falcon find nothing but Ogwin, and now Falcons AP.Bren going to try to move on to the inhibitor as well as Kid X and Royal Milk, EXP and Roamer. Falcons AP.Bren going to try to close things out. They have the minions. They have a Super Marco. They've got a Flap TZ, and they've got the game. Falcons Esports fall short.
11 minutes, a wipeout by Falcons AP.Bren. A complete massacre as they take control of the game as early as the 1st minute of the game. Winning out in the mid-prio was the nail in the coffin, and we don't get to see that much from any team. Falcons AP.Bren, you know, there are levels to this game, but Falcons AP.Bren flew past all the levels. I don't even know if we can call it a level for Falcons AP.Bren. They are soaring in the skies above all levels. And for Falcon, aim high, fly high, read that tagline, because they're going to have to make a lot of big adjustments there to be able to even match the early game. And we're going to throw it over to our panelists to dissect that match.
Thank you very much. You got to throw it a little bit lower. You almost flew over my head. just saying. That was a bad throw. You know, be careful about it. But this is a wide gap between Falcons and Falcon.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's and I was just like kind of astonished at that last exchange there, because I looked at Wolf and I was like, dude, did you see the reactions from Super Marco on that Moskov when he followed up with the Spear Destruction after just moving all over the map? So I don't know. I think that that's a way to put it. Right now, Falcons AP.Bren, they look nearly perfect, if not perfect already.
Yeah, even the draft looks perfect. And here's, can I nerd out a little bit?
You can.
The Cho has been buffed in a way that maybe some people might not notice, but there is already added physical penetration on the passive, on Only Fast. You don't only deal more damage with Only Fast passive, you get it faster, by the way. And then he stacks up. It goes up to what, 14 physical penetration, which is almost like 20% more damage. So the nerd thing is, it's like almost having a Dyroth plus the Ling without having to use a Dyroth.
I would say it's like giving half an item worth of damage. Right?
That's a great metaphor.
Yeah, it's half an item worth of damage. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's insane. Speaking of which, 11 minutes 46 seconds coming in from both teams. And the thing is, I wouldn't say that FCON's draft is bad. So I feel like it's still commendable. It's definitely usable to fight against the draft coming in from Falcons AP.Bren. Like, is it fair to say that this is more of a mechanical matchup? Because Kyle TZ looks like he's getting unleashed using these assassins. And Ogwin on that show too.
Look at the gold per minute.
912.
Yep.
Super. And he's still not reacting to it. He's like,
Yeah, so-
it's okay.
Yeah.
Already at the office. Now, to answer your question, skill difference actually plays into it. And it's more like a comfortability, I would say. Because if you're looking at the draft, there is the Tigreal, which I did say in the earlier stages of the draft that could be picked versus the Ling. And it does work against the Ling. What you do is to try to invade. Unfortunately, there wasn't any invade that happened because of the preemptive usage of the Aurora, which was the last pick, and then there's the Cho. If you try to go up against this duo and try to invade versus the Ling, or at least stop the Ling from farming, that's not gonna happen because you're gonna receive a lot of damage. Again, only fast passive, and then you have the Jeet Kundo in the early concussive blast. Yeah, you can see that it's difficult for the Tigreal to move, although it makes sense for the Tigreal to go up against the Ling. The other heroes prevent that Tigreal to do what he's supposed to do.
And let's talk about the Aurora as well. Like, a lot of top teams are using the Aurora, and they're getting a lot of success. Like, why is the Aurora looking good now?
I think part of it is she does provide good damage, a lot of burst. But I think part of it is the fact that she has that passive where, for a while, I think even in wildcards, we saw some Nana pop up quite a bit because of the passive that she brings in burst damage. Yeah.
The Dana.
That one. But the problem with it is that her damage was just linear, right? It's right in front of you, right? Yeah. Whereas Aurora, you can actually put a lot more threat with poke and then her ultimate. But then you have Immortality, her passive plus Winter's Crown. And that's there's so many fights right now.
I have another nerd answer to that.
Yes.
So Aurora is the anti-meta because the metagame heroes right now are Roger, Harith, as well as Ling. Yep. Ling and Roger are technically assassins, think about it. So what are the mages that can counter the assassins? That's Valentina, in a way Nana because of the passive, and of course Aura because of the passive and the frozen mechanic. Yeah. And then you have Harith. Harith usually can outplay most mages, but Aurora is actually an answer to the Harith because you cannot dash through all of those that damage, and one combo you're just gonna melt because you get frozen constantly. So yeah, Aurora is the anti-meta. I'm just happy that it appeared in the group stages, although it took some time before it appeared.
True.
But yeah, claiming it now, Aurora is the anti-meta.
I mean, here's the thing. Back in Malaysia, Stormy's been using. But now we got to look at our Sony match MVP of the game. And it's going to be Flap Teasy. Now we got to look at the highlights here. Flap has been phenomenal. Again, just a world champion MVP, you know?
Yeah. You know, it's in going back to it, again, referencing the round table, even if he has to still pick these heroes we typically see, the Terizlas, the Yuzhongs, he's still going to play them near perfectly. He's always there either peeling or setting things up for the team. And I think, even to be said, I'm expecting the knockouts that we see probably some surprises from Flap Teasy because we heard it from him as well. They want their revenge, and they have one team in mind. And so everybody else is just, you know, a step further to that goal, that possible rematch that we get to see from the MPL Grand Finals.
Yeah. The Ling Terizla should be answered, honestly. It's crazy to think about. Like, you just initiate with a Terizla, and then all of a sudden there's another Ling. And then you couple up with a Cho, which we saw Cho plus the Terizla already deals a lot of damage because of the physical damage amplification and the penetration that you get from the Cho. And then you also have the Ling. Flap Teasy had a field day today. It kind of felt like a very active Terizla, even when Terizla is typically, typically very slow. But yeah, he played it so well. Very efficient, I would say.
The thing about Flap is that he makes me feel old. Like, I remember the time where he was just a fan, a casual fan, watching in MPL, just like, oh my god, you know, MPL players, they're so cool. And then now he's one. And then he's a world champion. It's like,
I can still remember the day when I used to coach a team, or not coach a team, that included Flap Teasy. And we both used to play. And I remember back then he was a top student, actually.
Yeah.
It was still, he's technically not a rookie because it's not like pro, but it's like already a team. And then he was still studying. It was he was taking school seriously while grinding it out in the land of dawn.
Now look where he is.
Now look where he is. Now look where I am.
Now look where you are.
Here. He's there, soaring high.
Hey, you're soaring too, Wolf.
Yeah, I mean, look at where every one of us is, right? Like,
yeah, he's the building.
Your first international was MSC.
It was MSC 2022. You know, I went from being a teacher to now here.
He's actually a teacher.
You know.
Yeah, and you know what? With that, we're talking a lot about Falcons AP.Bren. So let's actually watch this video that we've prepared for you guys.
Falcons AP.Bren, formerly known as AP.Bren, formerly known as Bren Esports, one of the household names of MLBB Esports and one of the most decorated teams out there for the entire game. Now, I know we had some expectations for them in the grand finals of the MPL Philippines. They didn't meet them, but it makes a great story leading into the group stage here because we can finally see how those adjustments are. And I think you really have to keep an eye this time on, of course, Bulletproof Super Marco, man. He's got his nickname because throughout the regular season, throughout the playoffs, he barely died. His KDA is something insane that a lot of us have not seen before. And with the way the gold lane's going right now, keep an eye on Super Marco. The rest of the team obviously also just doing an amazing job, and I can't wait to see how they've adjusted to the current patch.
I don't know. I don't know who that was.
Fine gentleman.
Very fine gentleman. Talking about Falcons AP.Bren, talking about Super Marco, like, you would think that he's a fan, you know?
Yeah, I was captivated. I didn't even understand what he said.
Why were you
captivated?
By the facts that guy was spitting.
What was the facts that guy was spitting again?
Super Marco, man.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on him.
Bulletproof.
Bulletproof Marco.
Yeah.
I don't know. The guy was like Nesu or something, but yeah.
Joseph.
Shout outs to KB, by the way.
Shout outs, but yeah, shout outs to Super Marco.
Yeah.
Super Marco, we definitely have to look out for that guy. Where again, it's like nowadays he's making highlight plays, and for him it's no longer a big deal. Like even if he gets a savage, it's like
Nothing's ever a big deal for Super Marco. I wonder what will actually make him cheer. Right?
What was the biggest? What was the biggest celebration? It's like, ooh,
Yeah, literally, I think it was.
ooh.
Oh.
They actually joke about that over in the Philippines.
Yeah.
They always try to get a reaction out of Super Marco.
Yeah. Maybe we should wait if they do get the big chip, the big bag here at MSC 2024. Maybe he's gonna react differently. Who knows?
Maybe not.
Or maybe not even like maybe let's ask the viewers what can make Super Marco smile at this point.
You're talking about reactions, and you're talking about happy reactions. What about sad ones? Because we've prepared a special reaction here where this is looking at all the losing teams like. Actually, it's just Falcon, but still, like, sorry. I see 4 screens. I would just assume, right? Yeah. Looking at, they look fine though. They don't look devastated.
Well, they technically
yeah.
should be. I mean, they're going to knockouts.
It's like good news, bad news.
In a way, this is like, well, at least we get to kind of like limit test a little bit against a team that is also defending world champions.
That's right.
So, however they come out from this, it's a learning experience for them.
Yeah.
That's what I think Homeboys is telling themselves too. After fighting Liquid Echo.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we're just limit testing. Like, it's okay to lose.
You know the good thing about being grouped with Team Liquid Echo?
What?
They're not gonna be facing Team Liquid Echo in the knockouts.
You're
That's
right.
True.
Round 1.
You're right. You know what? Count your blessings, man.
Yes,
That's
sir.
true.
But then they can meet Falcon.
Then they can meet Falcon.
Pick your poison, man. Pick your poison.
Hey, it's not over yet. Maybe Falcons, maybe they get game number 2, and then eventually force a tiebreaker, then get number 3.
I mean, after this, we're gonna have a group draw, so you know.
To find
Are
out.
you gonna be doing the group draw?
I don't think.
Wolf.
I wish.
Wolf. You've seen MSC. Listen to me. We've been working for a while now. Do you think they would allow me to do the draw?
All the same, I want you to do the group draw with Miracle.
Mirko's listening, and Mirko, let me just tell you, I'm pretty sure the boss won't allow us to draw.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening, boys.
For those who don't know, because of what Mirko and LaFell did, that they didn't do intentionally, they put Indo versus Indo in the first round.
Oh, so if we draw right now, it'd be Malaysia versus Malaysia.
That's my guess.
PH versus PH. You know what? Maybe that's the best way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, now we're jumping into the draft. Falcon AP.Bren going up against Falcon. it's
going to take some getting used to.
Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. All right, so Angela and Framis getting banned out. Louis as well as Chips getting banned out.
Yep. Should be probably a Roger ban from FCAP. And then Falcon, or FCON, will be forced to ban out Ling or Harith. Puts them in a very good spot, actually.
Man, how do you if you're Falcon here, how do How do you adjust from the previous game? Because let's be honest, that was a massacre. It was, what, 11 minutes?
That's right. I think
How do you stop from that being replicated here with Falcons AP.Bren?
hopefully get a comfortable mid duo. I mean, the tie group plus the Valentina it's okay, but at the same time, it's very conditional.
Can I just say, pick up a draft that you can use Florin.
Like what we saw before, Faramis Florin?
I mean, Falcon style is prolonged team fight. The draft before, it wasn't really a prolonged team fight. Was it not?
Falcon goes Florin, Faramis.
Faramis bad, but maybe that's a different mage. Aurora may be able to, like...
Oh, I like this.
That's right.
They're denying the combo. But if you're F-Cup, you still pick up the Ling. No legitimate answer afterwards.
First pick Ling?
Yep.
Why not, right? Or maybe Caltese has a plan. It's like, I'm going to use different heroes every single game. So maybe this time he'll pick up the Julian.
Don't care. Going up against, they pick up Arlott instead. Oh no, it was the Ling first pick. Then Arlott, probably a Roger instead of the Harith. I would be more comfortable playing the Roger going up against the Ling instead of the Harith because you're easily manageable.
At this point, I just like Roger in general.
Yeah.
I think most teams do.
Yeah.
Go for the Roger. What did you say the answer for the Ling was again? Earlier?
A Tiger. Yeah.
Tiger.
Edith.
Edith Arlott?
Superflex. They are.
Yeah. Both
they are.
can go EXP, both can go rogue.
Yeah. They're forcing F-Cap to choose between Roger and Harith. In this case, I would rather just pick up Roger if I'm F-Cap. You're going to be A-okay with that. And then pick up Valentina, which is perfect against these two heroes.
Yeah. Actually, we've seen Valentinas before even just take and either a Primal Wrath or mostly the Final Slash. But there's the Roger. There's the Valentina.
Yep. On the dot. We got him.
Got him. Now the answer from FCon here, mid lane.
I don't know about the Hive.
Maybe they pick up the Aurora.
Yeah, I feel like the Aurora is good.
They pick up Moskov. Understandably so. Good combos with the Arlott and the Edith.
I always forgot about the Moskov, man.
Yeah.
Which is weird because he's picked up probably like 80% of the time.
So this probably is the first time where Harith will not be picked or banned by any of these teams, right?
Yeah.
I love it. We are transforming. Last day and last series of the group stages, we have seen a different approach to the metagame. F-Cup, though, worth it to ban the Aurora.
Yep.
We did say that it could be picked up. Now it's banned. So FCon, gonna be looking towards banning out maybe Lolita actually. That's so that they can still pick up the Varia afterwards. Oh, they banned Ruby instead. Okay. Understandable.
Ruby's been a menace too so far. You know, in the current meta. I feel like a big part of that again is just playing into the fact that so many assassins are being picked up once again, and the Roger especially. But you know, this time around, FCon doesn't want to pick up the Ruby themselves.
Two mages comes to mind for FCon. It's Nana and Farsa. Farsa is decent versus the Valentina, and they pick up the Kagura instead.
Teams are really trying to push this Kagura.
Yeah,
I was almost even gonna say Xavier, even though Xavier is not exactly that great going up against Ling, but you know, go big or go home. Well, they're not going home, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, they're not just yet.
Yeah.
I like the odds of Lolita here for FCAP. And the Cho is still open. That's actually a much better hero. And then you look for another setup hero for Mr. Flap. Maybe a Barrett's actually, which will be a formidable frontline here for FCAP. Matilda Barrett's actually looks real good for FCAP here.
Actually, yeah, Matilda Barrett's.
Yeah.
Still left open, but the Cho is actually going to be the answer.
Yeah, there's a Cho, as expected.
What's the last pick? What was that last pick?
Yeah, it should be the Barrett's, right?
Oh, that looks like Barrett. Yep. I was going to say, it looks like Barrett's leg. All right.
Very small Barrett's.
Okay, so...
That's true. He doesn't have the stacks yet.
This is It immediately goes for the Fanny.
Okay. You know what? Go, if you want to fly.
If you want to fly.
All right.
If you want to fly, then you got to bring out the Fanny. So, you know what? We're going to fly it over to our casters. It's not the greatest throw, but, you know, just take it. Just take it.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad throw, LaFell, but it's
Very
okay.
bad.
We're good at catching. Me and Trex, especially Trex. Actually, no, T-Rexes have very short arms.
You're great at catching.
We are. You know, we caught a stray as well. Mr. Wolf was saying, you know, the good thing about being grouped, and then he continued that with something else, but I don't think there's anything good about getting grouped.
Nothing at all.
We can relate.
We can definitely relate a lot.
Okay, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at who's going to cement themselves as first place here in Group D. Will it be Falcons AP.Bren with a 2-0 sweep up against Falcon Esports? Or will Falcon Esports be able to force us to a 1-1 and possibly that brutal tiebreaker? In the mid lane, Kid X already getting bullied down by Ogwen on the Cho. Few on the Valentina again. Oh my god, they don't even want to let him recall.
Bro, Ogwen's been so aggressive on this Cho for the past game, and now, even now, once again, right in their face. I mean, in PX7 this time, on the Kagura, like, yes, you have some mobility, but you're still not that crazy, and it's just a prime target. Dax on the Fanny, though, what are you thinking about it, Mirko?
You know, I really like it again for Falcon Esports. Something crazy to fight the Ling with should be the Fanny. I think, you know, this is a very, very good matchup. You can go with a burst, but obviously, if you lose out in the early game and this Ling snowballs, it's still going to be kind of the same issue that you had with the Hayabusa. Still very, very hard to catch him later on with the Tempest of Blades. You have an outplay maneuver in the mid lane. Again, it's just going to be very hard for PX7 to really go for the play. In the bottom lane, though, this is what we expect for Super Marco. He was already in a losing matchup on the Moskov Harith, and he won that lane with the help of Ogwen. Now, with the help of Kaltizi, he's going to be able to utilize that winning matchup even more. The kill threat on Benny, as he also went for Purify, by the way. So, once he gets all in by these assassins, it's going to be tough for him to survive.
Ooh, Dax looks like he's going for something on the top side. Looking for a few. Caught on the tower. Oh, no! First blood. He missed the cable. Not a way you want to start game number 2 against Falcons AP.Bren, especially on a Fanny.
Definitely not, man. This hero requires a whole lot of confidence, and that definitely is a big blow to Dax's confidence. Especially here, Ogwen getting the prio in the mid lane, level 4. That's a level advantage as they'll go straight to the turtle, and I don't think Falcon can actually go for it without Dax. He doesn't have purple buff.
Oh, nice Denna's welcome. Locks on, Royal Milk goes down, Dax tries to come in, Kaltizi still able to take the turtle, and Dax falls as well. It's a 2-for-0, a turtle on top of it. Falcons AP.Bren starting this off just like last game, and now Kid X in a bad spot as well. PX7 trying to come in and help out Ogwen. Just looking for the kick, just looking for the knock-up. A final slash comes from Few, but does not connect. Nice evening overturn from PX7. Can PX7 pick up something here? No. Few still gets away, and that's 5-0 at 3 minutes in, Mirko.
Falcons AP.Bren continuing the dominance of game number 1. It almost seems like game number 1 didn't end. They just translated all the advantages over to game number 2. Few was so low. That was a great combo from PX7, and even then, they weren't able to catch him. Did you see also a little bit of a crazy thing that happened was Ogwen, he actually soaked in the damage of the Spear of Destruction, because if PX7 did all that with the Spear of Destruction connecting, look at this, Ogwen just body blocked it. I think that was unintentional, but at this point, I don't know what is intentional. It seems every single move was intentional. And then the flicker, obviously, with the Jikundo. You can see the the reaction from Master Ogwen. The reaction as well from Falcon Esports. At least, you know, they're laughing at the plays. They're laughing at, like, oh, how unkillable they are. But 5-0, 3 minutes in, it's literally just deja vu, but a bit more, you know, crazy.
I mean, Falcon Esports are laughing because whether they win or lose this, a bird won today. Birds up, baby.
The bird pride is what we should say, right? I mean, Dax on this Fanny, they were saying in the analyst panel that if they wanted to fly, if they wanted to look for a big play, it has to be with the Fanny, but he also does need to hit those cables to actually go for these assassinations. And at this point, it's really hard to go for an assassination onto anyone. Who do you go for? If you go on Super Marco, he has that built-in damage reduction when he goes on Lycan form. There's a oh my god, Parats. The Ling is kind of uncatchable with the Tempest of Blades, and even if you go on the Valentina, technically Ogwen will be there right next to him. Falcons AP.Bren with all the prio in the world, it's going to be a free turtle over to them. Again, Kaltizi doesn't even utilize the retry, and we'll just go to the invade Ogwen.
Ogwen's always there. He's always waiting. He's even got the ghillie suit skin on right now, just blending into the map.
He's tactical with it.
He's tactical with it, as the great Arashi might say.
Ooh.
Now, in the bot side, Ogwin still there, always watching, always waiting. PX7 and Kid, I mean, it's literally, they're just always getting harassed by this man. Let's take a look at some of these items. Anything major pointed out?
No, I mean, the Berserker's Fury being built very early, I guess, and the Dominance Ice as well for the Barats, understanding that there's going to be a lot of sustain still for the side of Falcon Esports, especially in these fights with the Primal Wrath. And you can see even here.
Oh, no, that is bad for Dax. Dax going to go down. The Tempest of Blades right after a big kick to the face. Now in the mid side, PX7's going to fall as well. Ogwin able to get the kill. Falcon Esports still unable to put one on the map. Royal Milk just rotating in the mid to try to defend so they don't lose any big objectives there too.
Bottom lane conceal. They're going to go for it.
Ogwin blocking on. Kid X able to dash back, still trying to escape. Going to get terrified though. Gobbled up. Nom, nom, nom. Bashed against the wall and taken out. Super Marco gets the kill this time.
Bashed against the wall. Stomped. There, as you can see, his corpse. And now in the bottom lane, Benny!
Benny's not okay. Super Marco gonna find one there. They're all over the map once again. Just airdrops, bombs, left, right. Nowhere is safe against the Falcons.
They're all flying, man. They're basically making all these heroes fly. They're all Falcons. They were talking about it in the panel. How are they going to make these heroes Falcons? How are they going to make them fly? Well, they're doing a good job at doing that right now. The mobility is there. Dax is forced to use the Cutthroat on the purple buff to clear it faster. And even that is not enough.
Another big kick. But wait, a nice final slash comes in. A little bit of damage. Super Marco trying to get involved. Few able to take out PX7. The Terrify locks down Kid and secures the kill for Kyle Teasy. Royal Milk now just trying to block this tower and save something. They find Ogwin, and that's the first kill for Falcon Esports.
All right, let's read this fan's message. It's just Falcons AP.Bren. He's here just to support Falcons AP.Bren. And you know, all that effort from Falcon Esports, the way that they were able to handle the engage from Falcons AP.Bren, they were able to stop that pick from happening. It was all just to get one kill on the roamer, Ogwin.
And they lost so much just for that one kill. I mean, maybe it could have been more. You could look at it that way. Maybe it could have been a full wipe at this point. Who knows? Falcons AP.Bren is just dominating. We are about, what is that, 8,000 gold ahead? 7,000 gold ahead for Falcons AP.Bren. Another turtle. Bloodwings, as you said. Falcons AP.Bren just taking off.
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying, you know, for the Fanny, if the other four members can be picked off, I guess the Valentina could be the one you go for, but now he has a Bloodwing. So extra defense again with the extra shielding. You get the movement speed once it gets deleted as well. So many ways for Falcons AP.Bren to actually go for the counter engage or just to maneuver out of Falcon Esports' engage. And Benny, he's really looking for that item power spike, but considering how hard he's been bullied in lane by Super Marco, he's 2 levels down. As a gold laner, I would know. You know, I don't go up against Super Marco every day, but sometimes I do go up against some really good gold laners. And if you're down 2 levels as a gold laner, that means you're down by a heck of a lot when it comes down to gold. Now another invade Dax. There's no purple for you, not here.
Kid X able to get a nice final slash, but gets hit by the Titan as well. Come with the flicker to the side to bash him against the wall again. A lot of damage on Royal Milk. Dax is trying to do something. So Marco able to find PX7. Kid X under the tower along with Royal Milk. Might still go down, but Bulletproof Marco shows up with a shot to the chest. Benny trying to respond. Gets a couple shots onto Few, but takes one to himself. Kyle Teasy on the run. Kid X able to find the kill. It's a 2-for-2 trade. Falcon Esports finally finding one that's even.
Finally, that's great for Falcon Esports. They get some big bounties too with the shutdown, but the big problem is the fact that Dax is still down and the kills went towards Kid X. That's a roamer, right? Yes, he'll be a bit more tanky. He'll be able to soak in some more damage, but with Dax falling so far behind, Super Marco might just be going for it.
Strike and pounce! Take him all the way back, baby! That could have been it.
Oh my God.
Super Marco with the vest on, ready to go.
That's why you call him Super Marco.
He's got superpowers.
Look at the sky. What is it? Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's Super Marco flying in the sky as a Roger. That's why, man. I can't believe it. I saw Roger fly away the dragon.
Nice way of the dragon. Once again, Royal Milk in a little bit of trouble. Super Marco with another kill on his belt. Put the notches in. Benny trying to make up lost ground in the bot lane, though.
The little mechanical plays, man, made by Falcons AP.Bren. That's a good macro play from Benny. At least gets something on the board for that enhanced lord. No, just the first lord. You know, the game's been going on so crazily. 14 kills in the first 9 minutes. That it feels like we're already in the enhanced lord part of the game. But even in the mid lane skirmish, tier 2, if you remember, onward, to the Earthshatter. The Earthshatter was dodged away from by Roger, just with the Lycan form back to the human form. Ogwen again trying to invade.
Ogwen, okay, Yin Yang overturn comes in, but not able to connect on to anybody major. Royal Milk still defending the mid side. Dax up against Super Marco, but a big kick onto Royal Milk there. The Terrify connects as well. Flap TZ tries to get the knockback, unable to connect, but the Earthshatter does connect onto Flap. Still nothing major from Falcon Esports. Super Marco just farming away right now. He is everywhere, doing everything all at once.
Bulletproof, Super. What else do we call him, man? Mr. Marco.
Mr. Marco.
This guy has been an absolute miracle of a player. GDS in the 10th minute of the game. The damage dealt also in favor of Mr. Super Marcoman. 29,512 followed then by the Valentina, the Ling, and then we see a Falcon Esports player, and it's the Kagura, who's actually been able to dish out so much damage. Royal Milk dashing back. They still have the Holy Defense, and they'll be able to utilize it to clear out this wave. But it feels like for Falcon Esports, they're stuck in their own base. They can't really even leave it.
All right, so Falcon Esports, what do they do at this point? 8K behind?
Tunnel in, man.
Just tunnel in, boys. Try to get a big play from Royal Milk or a big slash from Kid X. Some sort of answer. Keep letting Dax kind of push these off lanes, go a little bit out. As long as he doesn't get caught by a flying Super Marco, he should be okay.
You know, usually you would say for the Sky Piercer, it's a good item for Snowball, right? But in this case, they are snowballing so hard that they don't even need the Sky Piercer. They don't even need the extra execute. They deal enough damage. That's why you don't see any Sky Piercers when teams are this far ahead. The Sky Piercer becomes useless. You're basically executing in every single attack that you do. And you can see for Dax at least, he's having a little bit of fun here, you know, just flying around in base. And like we said earlier, there's not really much they can do if they step out. So this is all they can do, try to soak in as much of the minions coming in, and even then it's hard. I think for Falcon Esports, again, this is gonna sound really strange, but it would have been better for them if they lost the base turret, because at least some of the super minions will be shoving back towards them and they'll be able to get farmed. Because the way that they're playing now, Falcons AP.Bren, they're freezing all waves. They're really denying Falcon Esports to play MLBB. They ban MLBB away from Falcon.
They ban it. Great way to put it. I like that Dax, you know, he's got to fly somewhere, sitting in the base right now. Super Marco still just getting the farm up. And I think they are going to try to clear this bot lane soon with Lord coming up in the top side. Make sure the long lane is pushing. Falcon Esports, I think they kind of smell it. They know it's possibly coming. And leaves the one minion just to prolong it, just to let it sit for a minute, and then eventually slow push.
That's the BBB. That's a big bad bod. Picked up by Mr. Kyle TZ on the Ling. And now, I mean, at this point, they're just going to go for it. This is going to be an enhanced Lord as well for Falcons AP.Bren. There is absolutely no chance that Falcon Esports try to contest for it. Oh, Super Marco, that's a win of nature. You get the, you know, you don't get as much the duration as a normal marksman, and he still goes for it. He knows, you know what, it's fine. I just need a second. I just need less than that. Just survive a little bit when I go in. Oh, Gwen gets away.
Get away from this orange bomb.
This would be like, yeah, nah, this is not your territory, brother. This is Master Ogwens. This is FCAP. This is the Falcons, not the Falcon.
Get right. This is our hood
right
now. Stepping down on Falcon Esports. This is my turf, fool.
Oh, immortality too. As if you're not unkillable already, Master Ogwen. You decide to make Falcon Esports' day a bit worse, and now they're concealed.
Seal play. Who's he going to go for? Benny, are you okay? Royal Milk as well. Nice Terrify. Decides not to use the kick. He had to wait for it. Just pop back up, so it's going to be coming soon. I can guarantee it. Falcons AP.Bren, Lord finally connects. Inhibitor does drop on the boss side, and they're going to play it nice and slow, wait for the next wave.
No real reason to rush, you know. If you're Falcons AP.Bren, you got all the time in the world. That's an 11,000 gold lead. That's a 11-kill lead in the 13th minute of the game. Now entering the 14th, and PX7 has only just built up the glowing wand. Another siege as Kyle TZ zones them just by standing on the wall.
I'm waiting for that big kick from Ogwen. That big punt to the face. Kid X though in trouble. Tempest of Blades does come down. Flap TZ first of all to map. Dax able to finally get a kill under his belt. They do lose another inhibitor though. Falcons Esports still hanging on. Looking up for just a moment. One little slip up, one little mess up. Maybe they can try to turn this around.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we were talking about the conditions for Falcon Esports, how they're actually going to be able to get farm, and it is with conceding some of these base turrets, giving it away to FCAP. Ogwen just dashes away.
Ooh, Dax Ogwin does have the immortality pop, but look at the response from Super Marco. Romelk melts, and everyone else is melting as well. Few, Kyle Teasy all gonna kill for themselves. Kid X gonna be the Nux, securing a double kill for Kyle Teasy. Dax, the only man standing, the last Falcon. That's why it's not plural. Just Dax against the Birds. Falcons AP.Bren looking to close things out, and the blind view connects. Falcons AP.Bren secure the win and show who the real big birds are.
Falcons AP.Bren with a declaration of war to everybody who have qualified through to the knockout stages. What was that? A perfect performance from a team that already looked scared.